Why do most people seem to have the perfect life and still wake up one day and ask, is this all there is? Have you ever been at that place where you felt that there's more to life? That's the question, and in this podcast, you're going to find the answer. My name is Armugan Hafiz, and welcome to the Yin Yang of Life. Hey guys, and welcome to a new episode of the Yin Yang of Life. This is the episode number 10. I can't believe it. I just started this podcast, 2 or 3 weeks ago? But we are to the episode number 10. It's a milestone, okay? We gotta celebrate it. So, this episode, by the way, is gonna be a really special one. I know I say that in every single episode. I promise you can go back, you can watch all the rest of the episodes, which you have not. I will really suggest you to. You can go back, you can watch all the other episodes. I say that in every episode because every episode is special, right? Every episode is new, every episode is just packed with knowledge and fun, and I'm just so excited to be here with you. Super pumped up, super excited. I just worked out, I just took a shower, and then I'm here. I drank some really healthy things. So now I'm here with you, and now I'm happy, now I'm excited to share a concept which has really... I'm going to say that there are some of the concepts that I've learned over the past 2 or 3 years of my life. Some of these concepts have been really right. Some of these concepts are like, you learn, it's okay, you learn this simple thing that really helps you, but not that much. But there are these concepts which help you, and not just help you, but really shift your paradigm. They just supercharge you, they're like nitro content, right? Nitro concepts. These concepts, they really changed my life. So this is one of the episodes where I shared that big concept, right? That has really shifted my paradigms, okay? So I remember, I think this was early. This was 6 months ago, I think. 6 months ago, I was on this first quest by Mindvalley. And if you have not followed me by now, you know that I'm a big Mindvalley fan. So I was on this quest by Mindvalley, and this was the first quest that I've taken from Mindvalley. So quest is, by the way, a course that Mindvalley structures it in a way that they call it a quest. It's a course, a 30-day. This was a 30-day quest, and this was a quest with the CEO of Mindvalley, Vishal Nakyani. So I think it was around 15th or 16th episode where he shared this thing. He calls it the backward law by Alan Watts. And he shared this, and I was sitting there and I was like, what? This is so key. And I've been missing this with my goals and in my dreams. I've been, being involved in personal development stuff. I had set goals, I had set visions, but I was like, this is the part that I was missing. This is the part where I felt as if I felt that this is the part that if I get this dialed in, I would be moving at a rate that would be just so fast. I would be just Flash or Superman. Maybe Superman is faster than Flash. So this was the piece that I was really missing. And he explains this. He called this the backward law by Alan Watts. And Alan Watts is another teacher. And Alan Watts explains that, let's say you have a goal, right? Let's say you have a goal. When you say that, let's say you have a goal to be wealthy, right? Nothing wrong. You just have a goal to be wealthy. Let's say you have this goal to be wealthy. Now, you have this goal to be wealthy. When you say that I want to have more money, I want to be wealthy, there's one thing that you kind of feel, that there's one thing that you gotta admit. And that thing is, you are not wealthy right now. But you say that you want to be wealthy, right? You don't have money right now, but you say, I want to have money, right? So in order to want something, you gotta admit that you don't have it right now. And by the way, when you admit that you don't have it, you kind of don't feel optimal. And when you don't feel optimal, that is the single biggest killer of your momentum and of your manifestation and of all of your stuff that you're doing. So Alan Watts says you gotta play a trick, and that trick is, instead of saying that I want money, the first thing, by the way, you gotta do before you play this trick is, whatever goal you set, do not attach your happiness to that goal or to that outcome. Do not say that, okay, when I have this, then I'm gonna be happy. That literally distances you from the outcome that you're trying to achieve. Because happiness is the first thing. You gotta have happiness in the moment. The yin yang of life. What is the yin yang of life? I've been sharing this concept for for so long now that the yin yang of life is you got to be happy in the moment, and then the second part is you got to have a vision for the future. If you don't have the first one, the second one, it's like you have a building with just one pillar, right? You got to have those two pillars dialed in. So first you got to be happy, right? You don't have to attach your happiness to that outcome. But the second thing is, what if instead of saying that I want money, I want wealth, I want this, I want that, what if you start saying I am that? I am that thing. That plays a trick, and that trick is really, really crucial. We call this identity shifting. Okay, write that down. We call this identity shifting. And this is the thing that is actually, that is literally it blows my mind to this day, and this is shifting my paradigm. Identity shifting is Vishen. He explains this as once he was with Michael Beckwith. And if you don't know about Michael Beckwith is the big star. He has been in the documentary The Secret. And The Secret is, by the way, if you have not seen The Secret, it's a documentary which has literally widespread this idea of the law of attraction. And it's a really great documentary. I think you should watch it. But Michael Beckwith, he explains that Vishen asked him, like, hey Michael, you have been on the documentaries at The Secret, you have been on the Oprah show, right? You have been on so many great things, and you know about the law of attraction. But if you had some kind of advice on the law of attraction, what would you say? And this is what Michael Beckwith says. And Vishen and Michael were having actually breakfast, right? So this is what he said. He said that, Vishen, people do not understand the law of attraction well. People think that, hey, if I want something, and if I think about it enough, and if I think about it so much, I'm going to have it. And he says that this is not how the universe works. You see, the universe is never going to give you what you want. The universe is only going to give you who you are. And this is the idea of identity shifting. And this idea is also explained in Atomic Habits, which is a really great book. Atomic Habits, in that book, he explains the same idea, that in order to say that I gotta work out, if you want to push yourself to work out, why don't you say that I'm a really fit athlete? And when you start to take this identity and your identity and you shift it into something else, into something bigger, and you transform it, the universe, it is going to obey. It is going to shift itself according to you. And this is why I call this episode Universe Shifting, right? You get it now. So you might be asking, okay, great idea, right? Universe shifting, and I gotta upgrade my identity, but how do I do that, right? How do I do that? This is the first question that, by the way, I was asking until recently. I found out a way to do this, but this is a question that I've been asking myself as well. Okay, great thing, identity shifting, identity upgrading. And by the way, since I have known about this concept, I have not implemented it so well until recently. So this is the first thing you got to do if you want to really shift your identity. If you really want to speed up your manifestation, and if you really want to go a step beyond the law of attraction, which is the law of resonance. And the law of resonance is basically identity shifting in another way, and I'm going to explain that right now. The law of resonance says that when you shift yourself, when you shift your frequency, the frequency that you're vibrating at, the universe shifts itself as well. The universe obeys you, and it gives you who you are. Not what you want, but who you are. And this single concept is really crucial in our manifestation and attraction and all of these things, right? So this is how, by the way, you can add this idea, this concept of identity shifting, and you can start implementing on this right after this podcast. I really wanted to not just give you some ideas, but also steps on how you can implement that. The first step is you gotta have some goals. Like if and by the way, what I mean by that is you gotta have some goals. It's not like just in your mind, or you have an idea, or you have something that you want, but actually written goals, right? It gets real when you write it on the paper. So actually write down your goals, and when you do that, and use any exercise that you want, there are so many great ones out there. When you do that, pick one goal from those. Pick one, and then ask yourself, who is it that I need to become in order to attain this goal? Let's say I had a goal of I wanted to improve my health, right? I asked myself, who is it that I need to become in order to attain this goal? Coming back to the concept shared by Michael Beckwith, it is not what you want, it is who you are. So the first question that I ask myself is, who is it that I need to become in order to attain this goal, in order to get move towards this goal? So in order to improve my health, my goal was, to look really fit and muscular and all of that. Who is it that I need to become? Okay, I need to become I need to become someone who really loves working out. I need to become someone who is an athlete, right? Who loves to eat healthy. I need to become a healthy eater. These are all the qualities, and list down all the qualities on your goals, right? After you do that, this is where the fun part happens. This is where the real stuff gets dialed in. After you do that, you start taking actions toward those qualities. You start actually moving towards. You don't just verbalize it and think about it. You actually start taking action. You use all of your body, and the way you start taking action is, I don't want you to. If you had a goal, my goal was to really improve my health, and this is okay. My goal was to improve my health, right? And these are all the qualities that I want. I want to be a fit athlete. I want this, this, and this, right? These are the qualities. Now, I don't go the next day and I don't say that, okay, I'm a fit athlete. I'm going to work out an hour a day, every single day for the rest of my life. It never happens, right? It takes time to build. So when I started this, the way I actually started implementing was, I started to work out 10 minutes a day in the mornings. That's it. 10 minutes a day. And by the way, I also know of a guy who started working out just 1 minute a day. I shared that story on another episode. But if you just start with these small steps done consistently and effectively, they can change your life, no matter how small it is. But these small steps, when you start taking these small steps, that is when you really start to shift your identity. I really love this from Tony Robbins. Tony says that if you gotta practice courage, it's a muscle, right? You can practice it. If you gotta practice courage, here's what Tony does. Every single day, he jumps into an ice bath and he takes an ice bath. He calls it a cold plunge. He takes a cold plunge every single day. Just for, it's not big, it's like for maybe 3 to 4 minutes. That's all. But every single day he gets up and he does that. That is just a small practice, like a symbol that he is practicing his courage. And he advises his students to do the same. That every single day, do something that makes you feel strong. Go out and lift weights for 5 minutes, or maybe go out and take a cold plunge, or maybe a cold shower, or an ice bath, something like that. You can really start shifting, and what happens is, with those cold plunges or those lifting really heavy weights for 5 minutes, is that you start shifting your identity. You start shifting your idea of who you are. And when you shift that, coming back to the law of resonance, the universe shifts and your life changes. So that is a small step that that is how you take just small steps. And by the way, do not obsess on making it perfect. Do not obsess on making it, okay, I want to do this in the most perfect way. No, just take a small baby step. That's all. And by the way, if you're not listening to episode number 8, we go deep into this concept called baby steps and moonshots. So start taking small steps toward the things that you want and start embodying those qualities. And I'm going to give you one last tool over here. This tool is something that I've been doing as an experiment on myself, and I've been feeling that experiment. I have not been, to be really honest, I have not been at a place where I'm going to say, okay, this is the great results that I have. But inside myself, I have been seeing real progress, like real measurable progress. So this is a tool called Lofty Questions. Lofty Questions is, whenever you ask a question, the universe is listening and it will answer. And by the way, questions control your focus. If you don't believe in, the universe answers you and all of this stuff, your questions are a meaning maker for your brain. They just control your focus. Tony says that where focus goes, energy flows, and questions control your focus. So what if you have all the qualities, right? You have all the qualities that you want for your goals, right? All the qualities that you need to have in order to change your identity. And you start asking, let's say my quality was to be a fit athlete, right? What if I start saying every single day, I wake up, I look in the mirror and I ask myself, why are you such a strong, muscular athlete? That's literally I say, and I feel it. I don't just say it, I feel it inside my. Although I am pretty strong the day I started at doing this, but I just feel it. I feel that question when I ask it. I ask myself, right? And I'm practicing that in my own business now. So I ask myself, why are you such a young, innovative entrepreneur? I ask that and I feel those questions. And when you do that, the universe answers. And by the way, your focus goes into that questions and you find out all the reasons that you are that person. And that is how you start to begin to shift your quality. And by the way, I have done this unconsciously with my health. I didn't know all of this, but I have done, when I look back and I see, okay, this was what I was doing when I was improving my health. And it's been 1 year, a little more than 1 year since I've been on this. I've been improving my health. And just today, what happened recently was, where I live, everything is locked down and I was not able to go to the gym. And I was so sad at not being able to go to the gym that I literally, I found my bag and I found some water bottles, and that's what I'm working out with. And I just literally completed my workout 1 hour ago. So you see, now I'm a person, I feel like that. It's not like I'm just saying, I'm verbalizing it, but I feel that my identity has really shifted. My identity has shifted to a person that I am a strong, muscular athlete. I am someone who loves working out. I am someone who loves eating healthy. And if you don't believe me, right, I am a strong, I'm not going to show off over here, but I am all of these things. So as you start asking these questions and as you start taking these small steps, something really great happens. You start seeing strategies and you start seeing all the new ways in which you can do all the great stuff. Right? You start seeing ways start to open up and opportunities start to appear, and you feel that you have changed. And you, by the way, that is a sign that you're supercharging towards your destination, towards your outcome. So, beautiful souls, stay happy. This was all the value that I wanted to add with this really cool concept of universe shifting. This was a really great podcast, and I got to show off my muscles. So, and by the way, if you're listening to audio, go over to YouTube, and that is where, if you really want to show off, if you really want to see me showing off my muscles, you can see it over there. So I'm gonna see you in the next episode. Till then, take great care. I'm gonna see you in the next one. All right.